Thank you for coming to the Garage at the Intersection. This is our final performance. We've been doing this for about 6 whole months, so you're here to witness history. My name is Aaron Perlut, and through the grace of the Kranzberg Arts Foundation, I've been putting this thing on for a bit. Today we're going to do something we haven't done before. Normally we've done one individual act and just had them play for about 2 hours. Today we're going to have ultimately 5 singer-songwriters, but for now we're going to have 4 until the laziest one gets here. Let me introduce everybody on the stage. Down at the furthest end is Mr. Marc Chechik. And Marc is the lead singer of a band called Melody Den that actually will be playing a show tonight at Pop's Blue Moon. And it has a new record that will be coming out soon. In the middle is Lori Cummins. To my right, immediately, is Mr. Alex Huck. And again, I'm Aaron Perlut. And so what we're going to do today is we're just going to trade songs and probably talk a little bit about those individual songs, give you some perspective on them. And we hope you enjoy the show. So thanks for being here. A little bit about what we do here also and what we have been doing here. I'm a recovering alcoholic, and
Me too, brother.
I used to be really, really good at drinking. And come on in, man. Okay. And Mr. Neil Luke is our final performer who will be sitting up, and he will be sound checking in real time.
But make yourself known to everybody.
Yes.
Come in late.
So I'm a recovering alcoholic, and I was having a conversation with the person who runs the Kranzberg Art Foundation and about putting on shows that would be sober shows, and that's what this ultimately evolved in. Any money that's taken into the till there is actually split between the artists here, myself not included, and a charity called Hope Creates. Hope Creates is actually run right down the street. What they do is they put on arts programming for kids and adults that have either suffered through substance abuse or they've experienced it in their families and are trying to somehow manage it and deal with it in their lives. But they use the expressive arts to help people essentially deal with substance abuse addiction, whether it's alcohol, like in my case, or drug addiction or what have you. Some people, like Alex, has Muppet addiction, so it's very ugly, and fortunately he's behind that. Muppet addiction, yeah.
I thought you said mother.
Neil, you gonna open your guitar case up?
As long as that's not that.
You gonna open that guitar case up?
I feel like in the middle of what you were saying,
No,
that would
please,
be wild.
please.
I honestly was about to be like,
Yeah.
hang on, I'm getting a call, Aaron. Can you hang on? Could you hold what you're saying? Just hang on. No, yeah, I'm going to open this guitar case up, but that has nothing to do with what they're going to do for about, at least like 12 minutes in a row. So please pretend, I could have came and sat down. Then it would have been even weirder that I came up after I sat down. I just felt like I had to come in here. You know what I mean? So big breath.
Big breath. Let's open the guitar case. You open that while the first song is going. So, Alex, you want to start us off?
It's your thing.
No, I'd rather go last.
Oh, he'd rather go last.
I'd rather go last.
No pressure.
It's up to me, folks. Here's a song that I finished recently, and one time I went to this party with this girl I went to college with, and there was a bunch of people at this party, and it started raining outside. It was a birthday party that she had for herself, and it started raining outside, and it was like a Saturday night, and all these people I went to college with were just like went in the living room, and they started working on their own laptops, and they were like doing work. I was like, what happened?
This was at the party?
Yeah, it was wild. And
That doesn't sound like a party. No, I don't mean to step on your story. That sounds like a work meeting that year.
Yeah, they started like doing all this work, and I was like, man, what happened to these people that used to be cool? And are they the problem, or am I the problem? So, yeah, it kind of resulted in this song.
I think the answer is you're the problem.
Oh, I know it is. Well, this ranger put a damper on this party. you had planned out for yourself. Sit with my legs crossed, I hear gunshots so close like they're bouncing off your windowsill. And this love seed ain't living up to its name. And that mirror on your wall is reminding me who's to blame. Just let them close it on your hamper, as if they're gonna wash themselves. Through your lip gloss I hear shit talk, almost like we're back in college still. When did these people I love become the people I hate? Did they change that much, or did I just stay the same? What's with this fear in being a normal guy? Working 9 to 5 with 2 kids and a wife. Picket fence seems like a paradise. If I could put myself aside, then I could be a normal guy. I know you're used to being pampered, but darling, I don't have that in myself. I hear the clock keep going, tick-tock, sure hope the time will tell why I have chosen to live my life this way. I'm afraid, I'm just afraid of being afraid. I suppose I'm just afraid of being afraid.
It's great stuff, Alex. Before we move on, one thing I also need to mention to everybody, there's 2 refrigerators back there. They're filled with non-alcoholic beer from Four Hands that they've generously donated to every show. There's a couple seltzers from Mighty Kind and bottles of water. Please help yourself. They are for your enjoyment. Lori, you want to grace us with the next tune?
Okay.
You weren't kidding when you said it gets hot up here.
It does. This window is pretty remarkable.
I think it feels pretty good, but that's because I'm always cold. I think I'm gonna do one I wrote with Kit. Kit. We were in this band scramble at Off Broadway in 2011, and people get their names drawn out of a hat. You get 3 weeks to write 3 songs and then go perform them, and then you get judged on that. So anyway,
why don't they do that anymore?
They need to.
They need to. I'm going to talk
We got
about
all
that.
the local musicians together. It was so much fun.
It was a blast. So anyway, this is a song that came out of that. It's called By State Stew because I live on the Illinois side and I'm always traveling in. Driving west past the arch like a pioneer. I ain't looking for bulge. I ain't even scared of the skinheads. Muddy four-wheel drive. Bumper sticker, loud pipes save lives. Or the black cat looking for the MLK. He could be a jerk, but he's probably okay. There's a family of 5 in a gray Yukon, pulling a pop up, their signal still on. I'm not scared to cross that river so wide. I'm not scared to cross the muddy divide. Don't fear us just 'cause we ain't you. We're carrots and peas in the bi-state stew. Carrots and peas in the bi-state stew. Carrots and peas in the bi-state stew. At night, popping past the arch in East St. Louis, I'm always on guard to Sauget, where the lights never dim and the boobies dance till 5 a.m. So I'll just stay awake and then I'll go to church, and the Pope won't know I'm still wearing my merkin. I'm not scared to cross that river so wide. I'm not scared to cross the muddy divide. Don't fear us just 'cause we ain't you. We're carrots and peas in the bi-state stew. Carrots and peas in the bi-state stew. Carrots and peas in the bi-state stew. Bi-state stew. Bi-state stew. Thank you, everybody.
Bi-State Stew would be a good band name.
Well,
I like carrots and peas.
we made a big crock pot of bi-state stew that we took.
Is that a thing, Bi-State Stew? I'm just not, I don't know
No,
about
we
it.
just made it up.
Oh, okay.
It is now.
Yeah. Any song that references American, I'm in for, so.
Well, the band was called Strap On Merkins because I didn't know what the name or the meaning of the word merkin.
You didn't know the meaning of it?
I did not know
Now you
until the band I was in, Made Right at the time, explained what it was because Brooke
That's
was
beautiful.
making one for opera theater.
I don't know really how to follow strap-ons, so
Well,
yeah,
we did
there's
talk
always
about
a
ball
first time.
gags earlier, so
So this is one I don't play out very often, but I wrote a long time back, and you're kind of following up on Alex's theme of education, I guess. This is about high school, and the thing about it is, if you're a musician or anything else artistic in high school, it can be a little bit of a ride, but because you're not the jock. As you can tell, I played football. I ended up thinking about some of the things I went through in high school and some of the stuff where, it was tough. And about 20 years after that, I wrote a song about it. And it became sort of something that people found maybe universal, not just in Madison, Wisconsin, but anywhere else. It's called Reservoir Tower. Everyone I knew painted the Reservoir Tower, drunk on whiskey sours they'd been drinking since noon. Everyone I knew lived in a picture-perfect town. They fire off rounds 'cause there was nothing to do. Sometimes when life is going fast, Stop and think about the past. Stuff you did with your friends. Boys becoming man. You miss it now. Way back when. Everyone I knew had Farrah Fawcett hair. No crosses to bear till the grades came home. Everyone I knew cruised the square on Friday night. You fit in just right, or you spent the time alone. Well, sometimes life is going fast. I stop and think about the past. Stuff you did with your friends. Boys becoming men. You miss it now. Way back when. Big talk, beer, bigger lies, no fear. All the problems of the world came down to a girl. Everyone I knew packed their bags and left for school. Forgot about being cool and called home on Sunday night. Everyone I knew got together 10 years after. They said it was the laughter that put tears in their eyes. Sometimes when life is going fast, I stop and think about the past. Stuff you did with your friends. Boys becoming men. You miss it now. Way back when. Thank you.
Very nice. Neil, it's time.
Is it okay if I plug this cable in, or?
No, it's
You know,
not.
I don't know what you guys do.
You got a cable over there. Actually, you have an instrument cable.
Where is
there.
it? Where is it?
Look beneath your feet.
Oh, no.
You're getting warmer.
You're already. We took care of you before you even got here. It's a white glove
Well, I'm
service.
glad they had the cable prepared because there is a lot to this next song. Ooh,
Yeah, popping.
Big Bang. Folks, I think probably everyone up here as songwriters has gone through like phases of what it not just means to be a songwriter, but the kind of songs you want to write, you know? And sometimes it's like based off of other songwriters or what you've, because watching a master do something is, no matter what that is so inspiring. So like when you see someone who really can do like a thing with the acoustic guitar and words, it's transcendental. But I've gone through this phase where I said, let's not do poetry. Let's not do, what am I hiding? You know, why do I want to flower up the language, right? So, sorry, it's like, I'm past that phase. I don't necessarily think that is the way, you know, as for me right now, you know. But I just, I'm sorry, but it just like this type of thing, when we get to do stuff in front of people who are listening, it's just like it is so, it's like emotional for me, not just in the sense of the material, but like the actual moment. So grant me a couple seconds here. The thing I want to say about this song is I host this open mic with my friend Zach Sloan, and it's at Venice Cafe on Monday nights. That's not a plug. That's just the
Not a
preface
sponsor.
to the story. Not a sponsor, ladies and gentlemen.
This
and-
message brought to you by Venice Cafe.
And so I was telling Zach one time, like, because I grew up in a town that was like somewhat small, not small by like, you know, like we lived near towns that had 500 people in them, but this was like a 3,000 person town where everybody knew everybody and everybody knew everything. And when they brought the medium max security prison in, it was a big deal. And then that changed the population to 5,500 or whatever. And I bring that up because I was telling him that I lived with like this, I was the youngest, and so my last name, my parents had my two older brothers when they were 18 and 19. At 17 and 18 and 18 and 19, respectively. They were 1 year apart with them. So they got married because they had the kids, and my last name had this like cloud over it, like the big family. The Luke family was a big family, so like one of my uncles, you know, got this and had this problem. You know, there was just a lot of stuff that went on, you know, and so I just was kind of thrust into this, and I was just kind of seeing, like, people assume that I might be a thief. You know, that people assume that I might make the wrong choice. And before I even knew that I could. And so I was explaining some of this stuff to my friend Zach. I was like, man, like, my last name's a bad thing in my hometown. He's like, that's a country song. And I was like, well, it's funny you say that, because and I want everybody to know, like, my therapist taught me that anytime I bring something like this up, if someone makes me feel uncomfortable about it, we're just not on the same wavelength. So like I was explaining them, like my grandma, she was a hospice nurse, and she was going to treat someone, and they don't have the rail things in Pinckneyville that say, hey, a train's coming. And my grandma got hit by a train. It was the craziest thing. And so I was telling, you know, and he's like, that is a country song. You know what I mean? That is literally in You Don't Have to Call Me By That. You know what I mean? Like, this is years after that. So
it's either that or a reindeer.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, you know, grandma, she just ain't got a chance. The reindeer, the trains, it's all coming for her in country. But I say that, listen, Jerry Luke, you're a legend. But it's just interesting because I was telling him that, and he said, that's a song. And so I wrote this song, and then I'd be remiss if I didn't tell you that my uncle, who married into the family, is the one that had the biggest problem with it. So this song is called Bad Last Name, and it goes like this. My uncle got busted selling blow when he was young. My brother got a couple DUIs by 21. See, my other brother split right after graduation. And I was born with the bad last name where I come from. My last name is a bad thing in my hometown. See, by age 17, I was already on my way out. So I bummed around from town to town and from gal to gal, right after my daddy blew his brains out. Well, my last name is a bad thing in my hometown. Well, my last name, it wasn't helping me. Well, down in Pinckneyville, see, by age 19, I had this real good buddy whose lungs had collapsed in the hospital. At that time, I'd have to drive up to STL, and I never did. Instead, I hid. I regret that still. Well, my last name wasn't helping me down in Pinckneyville. So I had all that. And I was like, well, where's it go? You know? And so what ended up coming out was this, a nice epilogue. It goes like this. Well, my other uncle got pissed when he first heard this tune. My brother said he only got upset because it's true. You see, the dominoes were stacked before I came into the room, but we watched them all fall as I left the womb. Heavy. Because my last name is a bad thing in my hometown. Oh, shoot. I didn't mean to do that in front of you guys, but that is bad last name, folks. That's a
good song.
That is great.
And again, I want to just be clear. Like, if you have to get that out, you should, but that's not my mode right now. You know what I mean? I promise there's not 10 more of those coming. That was just this one thing that happened to me one time. You know what I mean, Aaron?
That was a beautiful thing,
well,
man.
thank you.
I hope every song you play is like that.
Well, you know, again, and again, sorry, Jeff. That's all I mean. Uncle Jeff, I'm sorry. You know what I mean? I didn't mean to offend the family name. That's all. Yeah, Pinckneyville, Illinois.
Know it well.
Yeah, exactly. Come on. Go
That song
Panthers.
brought to you by Venice Cafe.
Cha cha cha.
So I'm going to do a song. I'm sure everybody's been seeing what's happening in California right now. A couple years ago, there was an oil spill. That was, I believe it was an underwater pipe. Did pretty terrible damage, and so I wrote this song about California because I have such great memories of visiting there. It's called Goodbye, California. Every day it seems the news gets worse. The The seas they rise and the fires they burn. Oil spills from an underwater pipe, covering all the birds and all the wildlife. Folks can't afford to live here no more. They're moving to Dallas and Denver for sure. But there ain't no rain, no, it rarely pours. Seems the gold in the state ain't so golden no more. Goodbye, California. Adios, my friend. Yeah, thanks for the memories. They'll be with me to the very end. Goodbye, California. San Francisco, my daddy and me. Was my first time, I was just 16. We explored the cities and went to the beach. Saw the forest and the redwood trees. We got lucky, just missed the quake. Next one might just split the state, but at least our politicians, they look real good. Just wish they cared, wish they understood. Goodbye, California. Adios, my friend. Well, thanks for the memories. They'll be with me to the very end. Goodbye, California. In the city of angels, hitting the strip out Santa Monica Pier for a perfect sunset. Pacific Coast Highway, take a chill ride, a route to Joshua Tree where we get high. So much love, when will we learn? Or will we just go and let it all burn? Maybe we'll wake up, quit letting it be before California done fall in the sea. Goodbye, California. Adios, my friend. Yeah, thanks for the memories. They'll be with me to the very end. Goodbye, California. Thank you. So this is semi-fun, huh? Semi-fun.
I think it's a full. What's a
full fun?
No, like not
Fully
semi. Like it's like just like not a semi. What's like more than a semi? A double wide. This is double wide fun. Yeah, this is double wide fun. That's what I would say.
Double wide fun.
My grandmother would say it's a mobile home.
It's a
And listen,
It's a
I
modular
love her for
home.
that. And honestly,
It's a modular home, is what it is.
All right, Alex, it's up to you, man. What do you got for us?
Well, you know what? So, I hold the record of both opening and closing Garage at the Intersection. I was, I believe, the first person that got to play here, right?
That's
And,
right.
Now I'm here again, and I think I started the last one with this song. This is a song this is probably the very first song I ever wrote that I remember writing. And it was, yeah, I used to drink too much like Aaron, and then I got so good at it they let me go to rehab, and it was awesome. Spent 10 grand and got drunk one time after I left rehab, and then the rest is history. I haven't had a drink in 6 years. And yeah, but this song I wrote probably when I was drinking, or right, I don't know, but I don't even know what it's about really. Let me think. I keep on getting this pain in my chest, and I don't know if it's from you or something else. Like some undiagnosed condition that will leave me dead at 27. No, I can't die. Holding these regrets, I keep on getting this pain in my head, and I don't know how it started, but I wish it would end. 'Cause I keep getting my tongue twisted, and I keep feeling like I'm missing out on part of my life. Holding these regrets. Keep on getting this pain in my bones, and I think it's just from my ways being alone. If I could find my way off this couch, I could probably meet someone else, and I won't die. Holding these regrets. No, I won't die. Holding these regrets. I think it's a song about like living life to its fullest, maybe. I don't know. I can't figure it out.
It's beautiful.
I wrote that song 12 years ago, evidently, because I wrote it when I was 26. And I thought I was going to die at 27, like maybe one of those other famous people, you know?
So you're 38 now?
Yes, sadly.
You don't look a day over 37 and a half.
Thank you.
I agree. I
Yeah.
agree.
Lori, what you got?
Oh, gosh. Well, I come from a family of genetically, I would say, alcoholics, because my father was one, my grandparents, I have siblings, and I was going down that road with hard alcohol and decided after my cousin got killed by a drunk driver that I never wanted to get a DUI. So I quit, gave up on my hard liquor. Still working on the beer, but January, I'm sober. So anyway, this is about my cousin who got killed by the drunk driver, and it's called Angel Mother. And I wrote it late 90s, I guess. Cindy, are you up there? Cindy, does God care that we're down here with your children? Oh, Cindy, can you see me? Why are we the ones who are left with your children? Why are we the ones who are left with your children? I guess that only time will tell in the end. In the end. Will you go on your journey through the unknown. Just know your spirit, it's always with us. Oh, Cindy, we can feel you. Why are we the ones who are left with your son? Why are we the ones who are left with your son? Please know that we'll never let them forget you. Cindy, we'll take good care of your children while we're down here on this planet that we call home. Oh, Cindy, can you hear me? Why are we the ones who left with your children? Why are we the ones who are left with your children? Only time will tell until we meet again. Meet again. Thank you, everybody. Try not to be a Debbie Downer.
I'm checking a tuning real quick. That's all I'm doing.
When in doubt,
Yeah.
G.
Yeah, when in doubt, G.
Phone's off, Mark.
That was
No,
my
phone is
phone.
off.
I'm sorry.
Stage,
You know,
Mark.
It's more of a reference tool than a phone in,
Oh,
that
okay.
situation. So yeah.
That's okay. I looked at
I get a
mine,
pass,
too.
right? I've written a couple songs about drinking, getting drunk, having fun, doing all that, and I've stopped drinking a while back, and I wrote the songs obviously while I was doing it, and they're really pretty fun. But I'm going to break this one a little bit. I'm going to I'm going to play a song that I wrote. It's an interesting one, quite a while back, several years back, and I was in high school. Again, a high school thing, but I was hanging out with my friend and his sister and her friend, and I had the biggest crush on her friend. Both of them, ironically, were named Andrea, so that made it confusing.
Actually, you pronounced my name Aaron.
Yeah, you were there.
It's not Andrea.
I do remember vaguely.
It's spelled like
It was the
Andrea, but
beard.
it's Aaron.
It was no.
Yeah.
So we got together. Nothing ever happened. We went to all kinds of shows together and did stuff and hung out, and I had just this amazing crush on her. And she ended up going off and becoming fluent in 4 languages. She is a highly classified scientist working on the Hubble telescope. I mean, she was a catch. I was moving up. But anyway, we stayed in touch for a little while. She ended up getting married. And I was at the wedding, and I told her how I felt. Bad fucking mistake. Anyway,
You were that guy?
Yeah, I was that guy, man. It was awesome. It was great.
Was her last name Robinson? Mrs. Robinson.
Yeah, did you leave right
Wait a
after, or
minute.
did you just chill the rest of the wedding?
No, I stayed.
Oh, hell yeah. I love this.
Yeah,
I
it's
love
like
it. Just like a little bit in the
drop
air.
the bomb and
you know?
watch what happens. So
That's
anyway,
amazing. That's beautiful.
So that happened, and then years and years later, after I wrote the song, I told her I wrote it for her, and she said, "Well, play it for me." She heard it, and she said, "Okay, I want to learn it." And so she was taking guitar lessons. She learned the song. She played it for me. It was like Completely full circle.
That's
So,
great.
Yeah, it's crazy. We stay in
I've
touch
never
with-
heard nothing like that. I've never heard
Yeah.
nothing like that.
Trust
Yeah.
me, it gets a little crazy, but we still stay in touch from time to time. But she's out in New Mexico. has
I'm
a
gonna do
ranch.
something. Pardon me for being so bold,
dude,
but
yeah.
there is
Yeah,
something in
I'm-
your beard,
I'm
and
getting-
I saw it the
absolutely.
whole time, and I'm like, do I or don't I? But
No,
we've got it. We've got it.
The
I did,
dingleberry
and
from
we've
a
got
scarf.
it. It's all good. Thank you.
I support local merchants and buy their scarves. The
That's
problem
right.
is sometimes
There was just a
you
little
get out
fuzz.
one.
Little
All right.
fuzz.
This one's called "Love on the Swings." Am I clear?
Yep, you're golden.
Sweet. I thought I found you when I was a much younger man. Love at first sight, courage slipped through my hand. Spinning around on the playground, snow before spring. 20 years later, talk about love on the swings. Sleeping next to each other up on the land. Smoking black Russians, rewriting teenage wasteland. I kept getting closer, but you just kept inching away. I still feel the fire burn like it was yesterday. We stayed in touch for a while when I moved away. Faded with time 'cause I didn't know what to say. Well, your invitation brought up things left unsaid. Should have been happy, but I just felt empty instead. We danced at your wedding, and I found the words kinda late. I've always loved you, don't pull away, let him wait. Yeah, I've been drinking, sorry my timing's for shit. But now that he's got you, it's maybe the last chance I get. Now that we're older, with something in common between. A little bit wiser and happy, there's reason to dream. Spinning around on the playground, snow before spring. 20 years later, talk about love on the swings. Thank you.
So weird.
I'm gonna do a song here. This is a true story, as most of these songs probably are. I was trying to, at this current point of my songwriting phase, I was trying to figure out how to like get a message across without being like preachy or something. Or sound didactic or whatever. So it was like an attempt to, I went to college and I double majored, and one of those majors was philosophy. So it's like, if I don't get anything out of that $36,000, I should at least get this little diatribe that I'm doing right now. But this song's called Distance. And again, it's a true story. I went to college in Edwardsville, Illinois, and I see that this is like a CBD drink, and I think I'm going to grab one after this song. But I'd just like to say this is like a CBD adjacent song. You know what I mean? So it's called Distance. It goes like this. There's a blackbird standing in the road. Well, he doesn't like it if I get too close. Well, so he flies up into a tree. And now he's just about 12 feet away from me, but that's all he needs to be out of my reach. He used his faculties to keep a safe distance from me, and that's all anybody needs. So I sit on my back porch and I think, I'm like, maybe that bird is better off, 'cause he always follows his instincts. Yeah, I'm watching a bunch of people just pass, and man, they act as if I just don't exist, while their dog takes a shit in my grass, and that's all it takes to feel out of place. It seems like every face looks exactly the same. It makes it kind of hard trying to face the day. At this allegedly super cool party. Respectfully, but I mostly end up in the same circle, just talking and talking and talking and talking and talking and talking. Yeah, I'm sticking to my routine. I guess I may as well be that bird that was perched way up in that tree. And that's all it takes to feel a little out of place. It seems like every face just looks exactly the same. Makes it kind of hard trying to face the day. That's Distance, folks. If anyone else needs a beverage, I'm grabbing one. So you say the word and I got you.
If you could give me a water, buddy, that'd help.
A water would be delightful, Neil.
I was a waiter in not my past life, in actually this life. So I've got you. 2 waters.
2 waters.
I'm good.
I'm good, thanks.
They're in that fridge back there.
So,
That little dormer.
I was debating, do I further depress everyone or do I play something a little more upbeat? It would be very easy to do the further depress because it's a really easy thing, I think, for a songwriter to wrap their heads around is something that's brought pain in their lives. So I'm going to not play the song I was supposed to. I thought I was going to play. Instead, I'm going to play a special song I wrote that was actually on Atomic Junction's last record. It's called Kankakee. And my father made a very bad choice about, I don't know, maybe 20, 25 years ago. He told me about his first time. And his first time, in fact, I think Neil and Alex both heard this because they were at our record release show. It occurred in a bordello in Kankakee. And
Is that even real?
I mean, if it's
It's real.
Kankakee, can you even call it a bordello?
you can.
Okay.
So I was obsessed with this story.
The song writes itself. I mean, what is
Yeah.
happening here? You know,
And
truth
so,
is stranger than fiction.
yeah. Yeah, so next time you see Grandpa, you can tell him Trey. So I when I get intent on writing a story or writing about something that I know exists, I tend to do a lot of research to the nth degree. And so I went and looked up Kankakee's history of whorehouses, and it's quite a rich history. So in the apparently there was a lot of railroads were being built there in the 20s and 30s and 40s, and so the mob saw it as a prime opportunity to serve the railroad workers. And so there was about 18 bordellos at one point that were in operation, I think, in the early 1940s in Kankakee. And ultimately, there was a preacher there who decided to get very involved in trying to bring these bordellos down. One of them was run by Capone, and but the preacher was actually successful in ultimately doing that, but not before my father could whet his whistle. And it always reminded me of that scene in Porky's. That's what I imagine if anyone remembers that movie in Porky's, where you've got these teenage kids that were growing up somewhere in the Midwest, and they go out and into some rural town and to a bordello for the first time. And so that's what I always imagine my father doing. So this is Kankakee. 56 Chicago in the summertime. No wind blowing, pavement hot and damn near frying. Cubs in 8th, Wrigley just ain't no fun. Kinda restless, feeling like they're half past done. Up in my old black Mercury, down 50 'cause there ain't no interstate. Searching for our first time. Think we might just test our fate. Word is that there's quite a few, might be 18. Houses of ill repute down there in Kankakee. In the Windy City, heard about old Nell Clark. Madam who the cops, well, they made her go dark. She was just ahead of a business trend called the crowning evil serving railroad men. Hop in my old black Mercury, down 50 'cause there ain't no interstate. Searching for our first time. I think we might just test our fate. Word is that there's quite a few, might be 18. Houses of ill repute down there in Kankakee. Gather my boys, Marty, Bert, and me. Hopped in my black Ford Mercury. Drove into the night, yeah, it took 2 hours. Saw the railroad tracks and the fields of wildflowers. Hope to fulfill a young boy's dreams. Got just what we wanted down in Kankakee. Hop in my old black Mercury. Down 50 'cause it rained no interstate. Searching for your first time. Think we might just test our fate. Word is that there's quite a few. Might be 18. Houses of ill repute down there in Kankakee. Down there in Kankakee. Down there in Kankakee. Thank you. I think my favorite part of that story was we had an album release party that Neil actually opened up for us back in May. And to promote that, we had been on Fox 2 in the morning, and when we played that song, and when they asked me about the song, I said, well, it's just it's a song, an ode to the lurid history of Kankakee. And so my father saw that TV clip, and he emailed me later that day, and he said, excuse me, son, I would prefer you would give the proper explanation of that song. And I'm thinking to myself, man, you don't know what you're getting yourself into. So when we went to the record release show and they had flown in from Virginia where they live, I went into great detail with my parents sitting right there at the foot of the stage about where that song had come from. And I'm sure my dad regretted it greatly, but you know, you get what you asked for.
Well, if anyone out there from Fox News is out there, just get Aaron back on the program. Yeah. He'll give you the full story.
Yeah.
And let's make his dad happy. You know what I mean? Let's
Yeah.
Let's give him what he needs.
Give him what he asked for. Alex,
What's up?
what's up? What you got, man?
Well, I'll tell you what. I don't know. I guess in a very weird way, and I don't want to start crying like Neil, but
I'm sorry, guys. I came in
No,
hot.
what
I'm
I'm
like, I
saying-
heard him play. Yeah, I heard the
what
song.
I'm saying is,
sorry.
yeah, that it's like, I guess in a weird way, I took up songwriting to like further seek the approval of my own father, in a certain sense, because he introduced me to songwriters when I was younger, like John Prine and stuff like that. Like that's what I grew up listening to. I was lucky enough to have that, and then I was like, no, I hate this. I'm gonna listen to Kiss and disco and stuff like that, and then.
You came to your senses eventually.
Yeah, and then exactly. And then like when I got older, I started re-listening to all those records, and I realized my dad kind of had it right the whole time. But my dad's he's a music critic, but he doesn't play anything. And I wrote, this is the only song I recall him saying that he liked that I wrote. And this is a very, when I moved up here with a girl who was a girl that I met in rehab, and she still had a problem with alcohol, and I thought I was going to save her, which don't ever think that, folks, because it's not going to happen. And this is a song about her, and the song is called Perfect Shade of Blue, and it goes like this. I'm not your knight in shining armor. You're not my damsel in distress. I'm just a fat guy in a t-shirt, cleaning up your mess. And you're holding on to your past like it's something to behold. And I can't tell you nothing you ain't already been told. I wish that you could see in you what I see in you. Your dead eyes staring at me are the perfect shade of blue. And you've been on this week-long bender, causing everyone distress. And I've been texting with your mother to make sure that you're not dead. Man, she says all we can do is give it up to God. But I've been phoning him all week. He ain't answering my call. I wish that you could see in you what I see in you. Your dead eyes staring at me are the perfect shade of blue. Now that the withdrawals are over, maybe you won't be depressed. You can meet your folks on Easter, dressed in their Sunday best. And I can love you to pieces, I can love you to death. But I just can't love you into loving yourself. I wish that you could see in you what I see in you. Your dead eyes staring at me are the perfect shade of blue. I wish that you could see in you what I see in you. Your dead eyes staring at me are the perfect shade of blue. Your dead eyes staring at me are the perfect shade of blue. Thank you.
Are your eyes blue or green?
My eyes are blue. Her eyes were blue too.
But they were dead, right?
Well, she was when she'd get drunk, she got in like this catatonic state where she'd just like stare at you with these like almost like she was dead, but not. It was a wild time, folks.
Well, I'm gonna try not to do what Neil did.
Hey, everybody, let's look.
But I gotta get
I
this
love
out.
you all. I love you all. Let's, if we need to.
We love you too, bud.
Listen,
Well, I think we
I
have
want to normalize it, everybody. Let's get clear about that, okay?
good because I feel like we have more in common.
Good.
I come from a little town on the other side of Illinois, like you, and I think my dad did the same thing, only in a bar out in Wyoming.
Hey, listen.
So, anyway, this song is about my father, and it's also about many other members of my family. And he took his own life in the afternoon on a Sunday in a bar in the bathroom. It's the only time that the bar was ever shut down, from what I understand. And his wife at the time was with him. She was the nurse, and off to the hospital they went to die. Anyway, this is called Absolute End. I don't know why you decided to fly somewhere out there. I guess you didn't care. My questions are, they're forever here. Your memories now I've got to hold near. Why, oh why did you take your life? Or was it really filled with too much strife? You think that you have set yourself free, but did you ever think what this would do to me? 'Cause what you did, it makes me really mad. And then my heart breaks, and then I get sad. Why, oh why did you take your life? Was it really filled with too much strife? That you were you really that tired, or just too wired? 'Cause no one will know why you decided to go. I'm left down here. I guess I'll have another beer or water and try to figure it out. It makes me scream and shout. Why, oh why did you take your life? Or was it really filled with too much strife? Why, oh why did you take your life? Was it really filled with too much strife? I guess we'll never know, 'cause you're now gone. 'Cause you're now gone. Don't mean to be a Debbie Downer, but mental awareness is a very common problem, so be kind and aware of those around you.
Call someone, text someone, tell them you love them, tell them you miss them, tell them you wish you could see them as soon as you can. Just do it right now, while we're playing. I won't mind.
He He was taking some kind of medication to stop drinking that afternoon. Back in the 1981, I don't know what it would have been.
So a lifetime ago, I was in a band with a gentleman named Bob Reuter, who some of you may remember and know, and the band was called The Dirty South, and it was very much patterned after Hound Dog Taylor with 2 guitars and a drum. That was it. No bass. Never played bass. And as you also know, Bob was a prolific songwriter, and a lot of his songs have been, recorded and performed by other bands here in St. Louis and outside of St. Louis. And he became pretty much the best, as Roy Caston once reviewed, he said, the best writer about St. Louis, not named Chuck Berry. And that's pretty true. Bob wrote some incredible stuff. He had a lot of demons, and when we lost him in 2013, it was tough because he had just come from The Dirty South and moved into a new band called Alley Ghost, which was a terrific band, amazing band. And I was more of a fan of their band than I think of ours. And but we played a lot of shows, and one of the songs that we did was one that God's Honest Truth that Bob and John Baldus, the drummer, and I co-wrote. And it was just starting on a jam, and that was it. We were over at a place called Penny Studios in Soulard, and Jason Rook, and we just sat there for about 10 hours and recorded stuff. And this song came out of it, and it became one of Bob's favorites. The thing that was really cool about it was he took it to the next band, and he took it to the next band. That was actually Alley Ghost was it, but he took it to Alley Ghost, and they played it. And I always looked at it, and at the time, Matt Wilson, who was playing guitar with him, came up to me and he goes, "How did you do that riff? That's so cool. What did you do on that?" And I said, "If I had any fucking idea, I would tell you, Matt. I just do it because that's what it was. I had nothing patterned out." Anyway, more and more. This is called Top of the Dirty South.
Now I'm standing at the top of the dirty South, about ready to put this gun in my mouth. I've been up all night trying to figure it out. I got nothing. Red bricks was made to hold the heat. Got a fan in my window, bring it in off the street. I tried to get up, but I'm stuck to the sheets. I got nothing. Meet me tonight down at the bottom. Meet me tonight down at the bottom, 'cause I'm living on the bottom of the top of the dirty South. Southern girl, drive you wild. I know this one. She got a child making love all night under a bare light bulb. Southern girl, put a foot up your ass. That's one kind of woman you don't harass. I've been thinking tonight about a Southern girl. Meet me tonight down at the bottom. Meet me tonight down at the bottom, 'cause I'm living on the bottom of the top of the dirty South. So I'm standing at the top of the dirty South, about ready to put this gun in my mouth. I've been up all night trying to figure it out. I got nothing.
Thank you.
Long live Bob Reuter. Long live Bob Reuter. I remember, like, in Pinckneyville, it didn't take much to be like alternative. So my parents having a KDHX sticker, that was just like wildly insane.
Same with same.
You know what I mean? It was just like,
Yeah, same with
and
same
and
thing.
honestly, hearing Bob Scratchy records growing up just randomly in the car as like I didn't even know what I didn't know, and then I come up here and then I go and see him a couple times. I'm like, oh my god, you know, and then what happens, and you know, it just what a legend, man. What a him, Fred Friction.
Oh yeah.
There's so many instances where
Marc.
you're sitting in a spot and you go, wait a second, no one gives a shit about this.
Yeah.
Wait a second, hold it. Can we not get this on the platform wherever people are watching? Like, it's quite it's really interesting, and you know, I hesitate in a certain sense because I was just there and I might be romanticizing, but man,
No.
at this time I've seen a lot of stuff and it just is what it is. That I still stand by it. It just like, I mean, I was actually playing at the gramophone before this and I had like a moment where
Not a sponsor.
I kind of like, yeah, not a sponsor. I had a moment where I was like, oh, like, I used to get into this song like this. This song used to feel like this to me as a cover. Like it used to really, and then I dug in a little more and I was like, yeah, you know what I mean? It just felt like I had been lazy for a minute and delivering stuff really poorly. You know what I mean? And that doesn't often happen when no one's paying attention and everyone's talking over you. But I had to get there or whatever. But I'm going to do a song here. I'm sure all these musicians, these songwriters, they're like living in the same time I am because they're with me right here. You know what I mean? But I think that probably comes along with like being on the internet. Uh-oh. You know what I mean? What is going on there? Well, anyways, I wrote this song about like just the idea that I have a lot of really good real life friends on the internet, and on the internet I do not like them. Like the way they are on the internet, I'm like, I fucking like you. What do you? And then I'm around them, and I'm like, oh, you're like a beacon of warmth. You have a lot of nuance. There's more to, but it's more of just like you have to like no matter what you do, you're saying. You're giving a brand of yourself. You're giving a small, but at the same time, I'm me. This is my name. Do you know what I mean? It's this weird dynamic of like, and again, don't get me wrong as I talk too much. If you go, I tell it how it is. I say everything. I post everything. That's also your brand. You know what I mean? If you just post you and your family smiling in every photo and everything's beautiful, cool. I love that brand too. Okay, that's beautiful. I mean, but you've opted in. You've clicked the terms and agreements. Folks, you did it. Did you read them? If you did, tell me what they said, because I didn't read them. This song is called Building My Brand, and it goes like this. I'm building my brand. I'm posting again, 'cause if I didn't post it, it never happened. I'm building my brand on Instagram, 'cause if I didn't post it, it never happened. Well, I see this chick that I went to high school with. She's standing next to her husband as he holds up a fish. And they're building their brand, posting pics up of the fam. 'Cause if they didn't post it, it never happened. Yeah, they're building their brand. Well, you should see their OnlyFans. Cause if they didn't post it, it never happened. Well, I see this best of list, a personality quiz. I see this filter that makes you look just like a kid. I see moms and dads and dogs and cats and a bunch of shit you gotta doom scroll past. I guess we're all building our brands. Well, you should come and see my band, man. Cause if we didn't post about it, it never happened. Yes, I'm building my brand. Always got my phone in my hand. Cause if I didn't post it, it never happened. I'm always working on my little curated version. It's just my carefully crafted, meticulously combed through. Delete that, please untag me on that. Do not say that. Curated version. Cha-cha-cha, folks.
That's great.
Like and subscribe, like and subscribe. Don't forget to smash that follow button, Aaron.
That was great. I like to write about a lot of the places I find here in Missouri, and the people I meet. It's a lot easier than writing by myself because it's more interesting. There's an interstate exit off 44 called Buckhorn, and it's about an hour past Rolla if you're going west on 44. And I remember we were driving there years ago, and I saw four things. I saw four churches, bowling alley, and a strip club, and that was it. I'm thinking, this is great. This is what life's all about. So I wrote this song about it. It's called Pretty Girls in Pins. Down in central Missouri, along Interstate 44, I've been driving 4 hours, and my body's feeling pretty sore. I spot a couple churches, ain't talking about the chicken kind, but I need to eat, and I drank some whiskey or wine. I sure love the ladies and deeply respect the arts. I'd like to roll a few frames, 'cause throwing strikes really ain't that hard. I think I found just the place. Giant 50-foot cross down the street, hungry, horny, and thirsty. Seems to have everything I need. Your good Lord's words, pretty girls in pins. I go to repent and rediscover my sins. Renaissance man, I'll fill my days with churches, strip clubs, and bowling lanes. Methodist and First Baptist, small Lutheran churches, well, gotta speak to the Lord before going right straight to hell. Walk inside those hallowed halls, I read me a couple of psalms, and then 10 minutes later, it's time for me to move on. I hit her right next door, and I hit up the pleasure den. I grab a quick lap dance from a leathery old redhead. Who the hell knew down here that I find these are places to play? The Lord indeed He works in such mysterious ways. When good Lord's words, pretty girls and pins go to repent and rediscover my sins. Renaissance band, I fill my days with churches, strip clubs, and bowling lanes. Never go wrong reading the holy book, still right with my maker, yeah, I'm staying so good. I'm cleansing the palate of my soul. I visit the ladies who ride the poles, and I head down the road a quarter mile or so for whiskey, a hot dog, and a get on my bowl. Good Lord's words, pretty girls and pins go to repent, yet rediscover my sins. Renaissance man, I fill my days with churches, strip clubs, and bowling lanes.
I do want to say, Aaron, real quick, that like I find it maybe just because I'm thinking of it off the cuff and convenient is the word I want. I think it's beautiful that you can go do what you got to do at the strip club, then go do your confessional, and then, you know, maybe even hit the gas station and get a beer on the way out, but or whatever, you know what I mean, or get a nice iced tea.
It's
it's
a potpourri of experiences.
It's just like this circle. It's just this vortex of just, you know what I mean? Because when you walk out of the strip club, the church is right there.
Right.
So then you go like,
you got
oh
four to
my
choose from.
gosh, oh my. Well, all right, and then you go, forgive me, Father. You know what I mean, and all that. So it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It makes it simple, streamlined.
And get a strike.
I like it.
Or a spare.
I like it. Honestly, what happened to America? You know what I mean? What happened?
What happened to America?
You know, I mean,
I went to 13 years of Catholic school. I remember going to confession, and the priest would always go, "Is that all you got to say? That's it? That you were mean to
that's
your sister?
interesting.
That you were mean to your sister one time? You cussed? That's it, bud? Huh?" I was like, what's this guy want from me?
Oh man, that's great. I went to confession a lot, and they never did that. But
Oh,
honestly,
yeah, they
I
did
mean,
that there at my
That's
school.
amazing. You sure that's all you did?
Yeah, before I play my last song, I want to thank Aaron for putting this whole thing together. I'm not sure about the circumstances. Thank you.
The
Behind
Kranzbergs finally ran out of money. That's what
Yeah.
happened. No, I kid. Thank you, Kranzbergs, for keeping the
thank
arts
you,
alive in
thank you.
St. Louis. Anyways, sorry.
Yeah, so I could say that without a doubt it has nothing to do with Aaron not being fully involved and getting all of this together.
I'm
because
with it. I'm with it.
He's done a tremendous effort, and you know, if it's for lack of people not coming, I'm one of those people to blame for it because I probably should have supported it more than what I did.
You're a terrible person, Alex.
Well, look, let's all go to Alex's Facebook right now. Shame him. And then
Please do it.
Please, let's go.
Yeah, I'm going to play this song I wrote during COVID. I never thought I'd be doing this when I moved to St. Louis. I started going to open mics because I was like a 30-something-year-old guy, and I was like, how the hell am I going to meet people? So I just started playing these songs I wrote, and then I met Neil, and he said, come up to my studio and record some of these songs, and I thought, well, this guy's heard a lot of people. He thinks I'm cool. And then I saw his band. I was like, wow, okay. Maybe I got something here. And then turns out I don't really, but I give a lot of credit to being able to do stuff like this to Neil because I would have never had the confidence to do it had he not.
Well, you're welcome, Alex.
Yeah, you're welcome.
You're welcome.
Thanks.
I mean, listen.
And yeah, so I don't know. Yeah, but thank you, Aaron, for putting this together. Thank you for having me the first one. Thank you for having me the last one. And all the money does go to charity. If you got a couple extra bucks to throw in there for the kids, do it. This song I wrote, I think it was the first Easter after like COVID had calmed down finally, and my parents always had Easter at their house, and we got a big yard. My dad was a landscaper, so they got this big yard. And I was living with my parents at the time, and my uncles all showed up in these trucks and these cars, and they were all like meticulously detailed. And I said, what do they have that I don't have to make them care about washing their cars at all? Could not care less. I don't know how many. I probably washed my own car right now 5 times since I've had it. I just hate it. I don't get it. But it turns out I just have ADHD. So, but
But
this song,
rain is God's
Preach.
way.
well, listen,
Preach.
listen. This song will, tell the story. But this song's called 2 Cars in My 2-Car Garage, and it goes like this. Every Saturday morning going to the grocery store just to buy the same old shit that I'd done the week before. And this week I see Stanley's standing in line, and I asked him how he's doing, and he said he's doing fine, 'cause he got 2 cars in his 2-car garage. They ain't got no dents, no dings. 2 cars in his 2-car garage. He don't wanna scratch the paint. And every Saturday evening going to the Legion Hall just to drink up enough courage to talk to a girl. And this week I see Danny's dancing with his wife, and I ask them how they're doing, and they say we're doing fine, 'cause they got 2 cars in their 2-car garage. They ain't got no dents, no dings. 2 cars in their 2-car garage. They don't wanna scratch the paint.
Yes, sir.
Well, I got me a garage that's as big as Stan and Dan's, but it's filled up with nothing but shit from my past. So I gotta keep my car out on the street. It's always getting dirty. I can't ever keep it clean, 'cause I got no cars in my 2-car garage. They got all those dents, those dings. No cars in my 2-car garage. They got all that scratched up paint. I get a free car from the rain. Thank you all.
Boy, well, thank you, Aaron. Thanks, Cranbergs. Thank you guys for coming. And that song was fun. I never washed my car either, so.
Honestly, he mentioned washing his car. I'm like, wait, you should do that? hold it, everybody. Come on.
We
My
washed the
Nissan Altima
windshield,
doesn't know. You know what I mean?
Just got to be able to see through the windshield, right?
And also, I got the stuff that shoots out when you
juice,
push
the
the
blue
wiper
juice or the
stuff.
pink
So I'm
juice?
fine. I'm fine.
Well, this next one, I don't know. I think I wrote it in the 90s, and I was mad at Clinton at the time. So, anyway, I think I can be mad at the current president, future.
That woman, Miss Lewinsky, I do not know her at all. I did not sleep with that woman, Miss Lewinsky.
This is called Wake Up.
Did not have sex. Never.
We need some saxophone. What's with the world today? Everything is crazy. Can anyone see where we've been? Hitler, Hiroshima, Sarajevo, Kosovo, Afghanistan, the freedom of religion. Wake up, people, before it's too late. There's still time for the human race. Wake up, people, before it's too late. While we still have time, 'cause that's all we got. 'Cause what if we're running out of time? What's with the USA? No one seems to give a damn. How quickly we forget where we've been. Slavery, ERA, prohibition, Vietnam, guns and violence, freedom of religion. Wake up, people, before it's too late. There's still time for the human race. Wake up, people, before it's too late. While we still have time. 'Cause what if we're running out of time? Nobody said it was gonna be easy, and it's gonna take lots of hard work. And everyone must learn from each other and respect each other's turf. Wake up, people, before it's too late. There's still time for the human race. Wake up, people, before it's too late. While we still have time. 'Cause what if we're running out of time? Thanks, everybody. Peace out, peace on earth, and be nice to people, all right?
Thanks again, man. This
Yes.
is it's been fun. Really enjoyed it, and it's maybe we'll get rejuvenated again at some point. Never know. Or maybe that's the smile of a Cheshire cat over there saying, "Fuck that. That's not going to happen." So, I'm going to do this one because it's pretty quick, and it's again a sort of a rural theme, but it's written. Let's see, how many marriages was it? It's maybe my first one. Anyway, so we're in
How many have you had? I haven't even found one yet that'll do it with me.
First one's for practice, second's for kids, third's for real. That's the way I look at it. So
Preach.
I haven't even found one yet that's agreeable.
don't let it happen, man. No. For some it works great. For some it works really, really well. For some it's so much better being single. Anyway, so my wife and I at the time were in Greenup, Illinois, which is where she was born and raised, and went back there. And on our way there, there's that whole area, if you know Charleston and Greenup and all that, they're all like 8 miles from each other, whatever. And in the middle of it all, one afternoon or evening, was a carnival, and so I had the idea and I started working on it, and I never really finished it with wife number one. So we move on to wife number two, and I started getting more and more into it, and then I started remembering all the memories and doing it, and I finished it. And so the references in here, bear with them. There's a couple PC-ish, not PC-ish things, but screw it. It's a friendly audience, and this is from a local's viewpoint. If you take a hard left, Route 16, then you go about 7 miles past the old Kerr McGee. You see plenty of neon lights, just pull up and park on the right. You can ride Ferris wheel all you want,
trying to win a teddy bear till you drain your bank account. Throw balls in a milk bottle stack, riding go-karts around the dirt track. Carnivals in town, and baby, we're there. I don't know if you got anything planned, but there's nothing in 20 miles worth a damn. Where else can you see a midget earn his keep? You take the tunnel of love, visit the house of creep. "13 migrant workers put up the riots, and if you're asking me, that's the reason those 2 kids died. So they closed down the rocket gun, but that sure won't spoil our fun. Carnivals in town, baby, we're there. Beats that piece of shit they call the state fair. Carnivals in town, and baby, we're there." There we go. Thank you.
I'm going to echo everyone else's sentiment. Thank you, Aaron. Thank you, Garage at the Intersection. It's a great thing to put together. I think it's a great idea. I feel like the only other like club that we have that's like a listening room is the Focal Point, and you know they're very selective insofar as they only have X amount of shows a year. So anytime you can do something like this, I commend you and your efforts. Thank you so much. It really.
I commend your commendation.
Seriously. Yeah, I mean, really, it's.
Thank you.
And most importantly, thank you guys. Thank you all for listening. Thank you for being
Absolutely.
like, what the hell's this song about? What are they going to say with this wild? You know what I mean? Like, I appreciate that. I'm going to do I'm going to do a song here. This is a love song. This is a song that, you know, I'm going to go out on a limb and say your first, second, and third marriage had this going for it, where you wished they were with you at a time, and then, you know what I mean? And then whatever that moment was passed. But I'm saying it transcends all marriages, no matter how many you have. So I want to this is called "Have You Seen the Moon Tonight?"
I'm going to listen intently.
All right,
just to see if this theory actually plays out.
Let me know. Goes like this. Well, the stars are glowing as I lay out in the lawn. I didn't write this in the city because I had a backyard when I wrote this. This is in Collinsville. Sorry, let me just preface that, okay? So I want to just be very clear. If you sat on your stoop, it applies, okay? Well, the stars are glowing as I lay out in the lawn. And though I'm alone, the thought of you keeps me strong. And I'm not sure when I'm gonna see you again, but I'll always leave on my light. And since you're not with me, I'll keep wondering, have you seen the moon tonight? Yeah, I'm feeling so lucky to just be laying here playing this guitar for an audience made up of nothing but dead stars in my backyard. But there's still something that I can feel is missing, but I just can't phrase it quite right. So I'll stop trying and I'll keep wondering, have you seen the moon tonight? And that lucky old sun, it's on its way to clock in for the next shift. Whoa, but for now there are still a couple moments of twilight left. So I'm sending all my energy in the hopes that it somehow might defy geography, so I can stop wondering, have you seen the moon tonight? 'Cause you are a sea of depth and beauty, and I'm just a shoreline. I will take what you give me. The moon's pulling us into each other. It's helping to guide two unlikely lovers. Well, I hear my phone ring from my bedroom inside, and I rush in to catch it, but I don't quite make it in time. Well, and as I check the message that was left, it's your voice I hear on the line. You say, hey Neil, it's me, and I was just wondering, have you seen the moon tonight?
Outstanding song. Outstanding.
Folks, thank you so much for coming out. Before we go, so Marc's band Melody Den is playing tonight at Pop's Blue Moon,
Pops
beginning
at 8, yeah. Well,
at 8.
Wait, are you in a band with Jerry Bauer?
yeah.
Jerry Bauer's in
Jerry's a
Melody
guitar
Den.
player.
Oh,
Yeah,
God,
yeah.
I'm in a band with Jerry Bauer. I can't believe I don't know this guy. This is unbelievable. That's unbelievable. Anyway, sorry to interrupt. Melody Den, Pop's Blue Moon.
Tonight, 8 o'clock. Alex, got anything coming up you want to plug?
I mean, I'm playing over tonight in Illinois, so if you want to drive to Staunton, Illinois, come on over. If
What's
not,
the venue?
It's called Mississippi Culture. It's
Let's go.
cool.
I should be able to go.
Let's go.
All right.
Neil
Lori,
played with me.
anything for
I'm
you?
playing Hammerstones next Friday.
Hammerstones next Friday.
I'm playing tomorrow at the Alpha Brewery off of Morganford and Flyer.
Yep.
Oh, the old.
Played there.
Yeah, tomorrow
Neil,
afternoon.
either you or Old Souls?
I'll tell you this right now.
No, you will
I'm
not.
actually okay. I won't. Go
Okay.
on.
Go on.
No, I am playing tonight at
Pop's Blue Moon.
Pop's Blue Moon with Melody Den. Actually, I'm their
What a
new bass
surprise.
player. No, we're doing a Tom Petty tribute set. I'm doing it with this band called, get this, Waffle House Fight Club. So that is that band's name.
Smothered
and
and covered?
yes, absolutely. And I honestly, let me send you guys the Waffle House training video, because if you haven't seen all 29 minutes of how they organize a plate that tells you what's on the order, you need to. It's beyond engineering. It is whatever's above that. Folks, it's an anomaly. Anyways, we're doing a Tom Petty tribute set at Old Rock House, so I'm sorry to go on about
No,
that,
oh good.
but
Please play Trailer. It's a Mudcrutch song.
that's a Mudcrutch song, but you know what?
Mudcrutch.
It,
Yeah,
it was supposed to be on the Southern Accents
Listen,
album.
it's a beautiful song, and you know what? Dance to Skinnerd. You know what I mean? It's a beautiful song, and honestly, I forgive it all. I dare you guys to go listen to "Forgive It
I
All"
know it.
right now. I dare you to go listen to it when you
Take
leave
my
here.
horse down
It's a
to the
beautiful-
water.
Yes, it's a beautiful Mudcrutch song.
All right.
Yes,
And
one of
my
my
shameless
faves.
plug is we're Atomic Junction is going to be playing at Java, which I think was a former Ready Room at some point. On the 25th, we've got a gig there, and actually, Neil's opening.
Wow, if you say
That's
so.
synergy. that is synergy right
The
there.
corporate world would
That's
be proud.
called networking.
Yes, the
Yes.
corporate world would be
Yeah.
proud.
Thank you so much for coming out, folks.
Thank you
Really
guys.
appreciate
Aaron.
your time.
Appreciate it.
Yes,
Thank you,
thank
thank
you.
you.